crazy organism that could kill me. Like, oh, he just killed me just because the plant was in my room. He doesn't even have to be here. But the plant, he can talk to it. Hey, go kill her. Like, what? Like, okay. If any villain has a little decorative plant, beware. But I guess a weakness for him would be like Superman's like Fortress of Solitude and stuff. The winter like that wouldn't be good for him.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, he's good.
Well, I guess the only thing I'll say, and I know you're going to just be like, really, you're going to bring that up? I'm guessing, if he can sprout wings, like Maleficent does he also drink water just like that too?
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
You and Decker both. He was making fun of me yesterday about that. We filmed yesterday for the first episode of 2017, Dudger's Dark Coffee Classics. And, they brought up the drinking thing. You guys. I have a water bottle. That's how I drink. Drink from water.
Well, you as VicTori Belle, yes, you drink out of water bottle. But you as Maleficent, you drink out of your hand that looks like somehow like a cup or something like that. So, well, no, you didn't do it like two hands at a cup. You were doing like with one hand, just like this, like somehow like in your palm you had like a little mini shot glass or something like there. Just
my hands are really small too, so that wouldn't be enough water to sustain me.
I'm sorry, I had to bring that up just because of the can fly thing because reasons.
Yeah, make fun of Swamp Thing anymore. He's cool. He'll kill you. You have a plant in your apartment?
I don't even think I do, actually. No, I don't.
Well, good. Otherwise, he'd be listening.
Yeah, no, he'd be listening by the boatload of trees that I have over on, across the field, so.
You're lucky it's winter.
Yeah, I know. Otherwise, I'd be killed by Groot, which honestly would not be a bad way to go.
No,
but anyway, sticking with the DC comic deal and bringing in another female superhero, mine is a magician, and she actually looks pretty awesome. And I went with Zatanna, and I gotta pronounce her last name because I have it right in front of me. So it's Zatanna Zatara, I believe her name is. Basically, she has these magical powers that are beyond human comprehension. I believe that she can create fireballs and she can just make things happen, and it's actually pretty awesome. Reason why I picked her was A, another female superhero. We need another female superhero, please, please, for the love of God. And B, I think that when it comes to the magical world, like when you were talking about Raven, honestly, there's been very few women in even a lot of movies nowadays that you can honestly say are good and they possess some kind of magical power, some kind of supernatural deal. And I think that Zatanna would actually be somebody that I would love to see kind of, break away from, like, say, the Harry Potter stuff or the Wicked Witch sorcery, stuff like that. What's really cool about this is that her superpowers are actually genetic, so she actually got it from her father, and that's one of the reasons why she became a magician. The other cool thing about this is that she has the power to do her spells by verbally. She could also do it by just writing it down on a piece of paper, and some powers that she can actually do through her mind, which I thought was actually pretty damn cool. There was actually one of the comics actually said that she was like gagged and bound, and they were trying to make it so that she was helpless and she wasn't able to pronounce her spells or anything like that. And apparently what she did was that she actually, I think it was, she cut her finger and she actually wrote one of her spells down in her own blood. And I'm thinking, okay, that's pretty hardcore, A. And the fact that she could still write, spells down and they still work, that's actually pretty awesome. So honestly, I would love to see so many different things. And plus, she's pretty good at hand-to-hand combat, so in all honesty, a magician that can fight, I'm totally down for that. It sounds a little cheesy, sounds a little corny, but at the same time, when's the last time you saw a magician actually throw, fireballs out of her hat? I dare you to name one time, at least.
Yeah, I like how she actually dresses like a magician, too. Santana is awesome. I 100% agree with you. And she's actually going to be in a new DC animation movie, the Justice League Dark Magic.
Oh, nice.
So she'll be featured in that. I think that comes out in like February.
Yay!
But again, it's an animated movie, so it's like,
But also remember that DC does a pretty good job at animation compared to Marvel. So
yes, 110% agree with that. They're honestly more pointed at adults, I feel like, or teen to adults than, like actual animated, like little cartoons, like the Teen Titans Go. Oh, kill me.
You're just not gonna leave that, are you?
I almost either put her or her father actually turns into a huge Dr. Fate, which is he puts the helmet on, Dr. Fate's helmet onto his head to save Zatanna, and that's actually was animated in the Young Justice series, which you can catch on Netflix.
Yay!
Have you seen
Netflix plugs.
Young Justice? Have you seen that?
Young Justice. Unfortunately, I have not. I actually just started watching a little bit of Pokemon again, so just watching episodes I have not seen in a while. But it only goes to like 52 episodes of like the first season. I'm thinking, So out of that, I only watched about like 3 episodes. Well, shows you what my childhood went through. Anyway.
Another cartoon you should check out, Young Justice. And they say that it's supposed to be going to Netflix possibly for season 3. But I love Young Justice. Another good animated DC stuff. And Zatanna was featured in it very well. I liked her, but she's a young stage, so she definitely doesn't show off her power. But it's really cool when she does say her spells and everything. Her spells are all speaking backwards. So they sound like, like some made-up language, but even I'm pretty sure in the comic book, they wrote everything just backwards. And the actress, or the voice actor or actress that plays her has to say it backwards. So it's really fun. It's kind of cool. But no, I agree. Zatanna, very cool.
Indeed. So, who you got next?
We'll stay within the universe we're in, DC, and we'll already say what I've already talked about before, which is the Teen Titans. And I'm going with Starfire.
Starfire, Teen Titans.
Teen Titans. But, she's actually really badass, even though we don't get to see that at all. And I think it's kind of funny, in that first animation of the Teen Titans, you kind of saw she was taller than most of the characters. She's a very tall superhero. She's, I think, 6'1", is it? Either 6'1" or something. She's an alien. And she was a slave. She was enslaved, and then she broke out and made her way to Earth. And she's another one that's in that new take on the Justice League versus the Teen Titans. She's kind of shown in there, and it's kind of shown how she should have been shown. Like, even young, this woman is stacked. Like, this girl is huge. Everything. I think if anyone's ever seen someone cosplay as Starfire, they realize you probably shouldn't cosplay as Starfire in a con that has children in it.
Wow.
It's very, her costumes are very risky, very, basically just covering up the nipples and the crotch.
Wow.
She is a huge alien bombshell, and actually she is a fashion model in the comics. She does modeling and everything for her job.
Right.
And orange, green eyes, long red hair, and stacked. So yeah, she's a model. But overall, her powers are crazy. Like, she has a long list of powers, and she's an alien, so of course aliens have crazy powers, but she can fly, she can have high-speed flight, but what's kind of interesting about a female heroine is her powers all are judged by her emotions and how she's feeling. So when she gets angry, she can do more crazy, powerful things. She does energy projections, energy beams. She does energy lasers out of her eyes, kind of like Superman. She does energy spheres to, like, put herself like in an energy sphere to protect herself. She explodes stuff with her energy bombs. She's invulnerable, and she doesn't, like, in the cold or in the heat or radiation, she doesn't matter. She can just do it. And she has superhuman strength, and basically if she does get hurt, she has advanced, like, healing. So even though she's invulnerable, if something does happen, kind of like Superman again, like if he gets hurt by the kryptonite, like, oh, you take the kryptonite out, oh, he's fine. And she's also a badass. She has hand-to-hand combat. If, somebody gets close enough to her, she can just punch you and, yeah, you're done. But it's just crazy how powerful she is and how weak they've portrayed her. Maybe, and I mean, she does have that, what they've shown in Teen Titans is she wants to, like, learn all about stuff. She wants to have, like, a human existence since she was enslaved and she lost her own world. So she really wants to try to pick up on human stuff. So her being, like, kind of emotional and kind of wanting love, like, with the Robin character, she does want that, and I guess it can make her powers kind of off kilter sometimes when she was younger, but now she's awesome, and I hope they give her kind of a bigger role to show off how crazy and awesome she is.
Well, I definitely agree. And just because that you're invincible does not mean that words can't still hurt. So, I mean, well, you said that her power is also very depending on her emotions. So I'm thinking,
right.
Yeah, there's probably times where she's sad, and it's just like, sometimes it might be a little bit weaker, but I think that's probably when she's most deadly. Then there's times where she's angry, and especially when it reaches that, never mind. I'm not even going to touch that. Not even going to touch that subject. Not even going to go there. Honestly, I think that you said Starfire was her name?
Yeah, Starfire.
Thank you. Okay. I think Starfire would be another good person to have as a solo movie, and just talk about that background again.
Yeah.
And we'll get into like the final one just a bit, because she's going to tie in pretty well probably with that. When you mentioned her relationship with Robin, that's going to tie in really good to the last one. Spoiler alert. But before we get into that, I still got one more before we get into the final pick of mine, and that being in the Marvel Universe, and going to be heading over to jolly old England, where we're talking about Union Jack. Now, a couple things, again, definitely stood out to me when it came to Union Jack. First thing being, not supernatural, not like a superhuman, super being, anything like that. Just a regular person, just great hand-to-hand combat. I'm thinking, okay, so he's almost like Deadpool, but without the invulnerability or the way to come back or have his limbs come back, everything like that. But what also really got me was that Union Jack goes so far back, because he's been a crusader and he's been kind of a hero since World War I and since World War II, which I thought, okay, there's some kind of, almost family lineage or some kind of heritage that's being passed down from generation to generation. That would actually be really cool to kind of see, hey, this superhero has been around for so long that now it's just kind of like, okay, well, now, this person's about to retire. Who's going to be the next Union Jack? And they said that from those three people, it ranges from it can range from somebody who's being super rich and just wealthy on everything to somebody who is in poverty and very poor. Honestly, make this into a solo movie. And plus, let's face the facts, UK makes some of the best stuff. Whether you talk about wrestling or entertainment-wise, sitcom-wise, you name it. I would love to see England finally get a superhero that they can really get behind. And I think Union Jack is going to be one of those guys that would definitely be pretty damn good at. Plus, who knows? Maybe we get to see a Union Jack versus Hitler scene in that movie. I think I would like to see that. And even if Hitler escapes, at least Union Jack gets to kick him a couple times. I'd be okay with that.
Nice. Yeah, no, that would be cool. And I agree. I mean, even though a lot of our portrayed American heroes on camera aren't from America, but I think it would be fun to have a British hero, someone who can actually speak with a British accent on camera too. Like we have like Australians and all that are like like Thor and Loki. Loki's British, I think. Yeah, but he doesn't get to speak with it. So it'd be kind of cool, like the